Good evening, all you wonderful people out there this evening, right here on the Issues Room. We're in the Issues Room here on Facebook, YouTube, and the Issues Room link. My name is Volcano Shelton. I have my two colleagues, Moses Sandy and Massa Washington. This evening here on the program, we'll be discussing an array of issues in the Issues Room. We'll be talking with uh, hopefully a senior government official of the Liberian government. Will also be featuring the Kparblee District Development Association based here in the U.S. It's a nonprofit organization of one of the districts of Nima County, and they will be holding the inaugural ball tomorrow. And of course, the trending issues regarding Ellen Cochran and that of the SG, we probably will talk about it depending on time. Again, welcome, 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 Moses Massa. Welcome. We're back in the issues room, second edition. That quick.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Massa,
I can see you. The screen is dark.
Massa, uh, you can't see me. I'm looking at you. Just go ahead. We're hearing you. Everything looks good, even though it's a
But,
little fuzzy on your end, but it's good.
but, but why is my screen dark?
I can say we're live on the air now. So,
Well, okay. Good
okay,
evening, ladies and
and
gentlemen.
good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, my colleague Volcano has already welcomed all of you into the issues room. And again, like he stated, it's our second edition. I'm glad and delighted to be a co-host. Volcano, good evening. Moses, good evening to you. And this promises to be a very good evening. Thank you.
Good
Well,
evening, Massa. Welcome.
well. Last week we actually the last few days we were here with our maiden edition, and we covered some of our ground rules, the things that we wanted to pay attention to, um, uh, and we will be sticking to that. Just to reiterate, well, Masa, you want to reiterate some of the ground rules? I mean, the things that we did discuss, at least as a summary for those viewers who were not here with us then.
I mean, basically, with ground rules, we discuss ethics of the journalism profession, and we are going to be sticklers for upholding the basic ethics and principles of journalism. Like, for example, we would expect that we will be respectful and considerate of our guests, but then we're also asking our viewers and listeners to also be respectful and considerate of our guests, um, those of us who are the panelists, and then also themselves, their colleagues who are watching and who are also listening. And we will definitely uphold the ethical standards of the profession, meaning that we are not going to allow gossips and corridor gossip to
All right, come in, Moses. We lost her there. Just come in.
Yeah,
Continue from there.
while Massa is trying to make a comeback, let me just add on to what she said earlier that we have come to complement the effort of other media colleagues in telling the stories objectively. The issues room will be user friendly. We will bring their contemporary news. We'll talk the politics. We're going to educational matters. We'll discuss health issues. We'll dive into mental health issues. We will also feature human interest stories as well. We will do in-depth analysis of the issues, and in order to do that, we'll do a lot of research. We'll make contact with newsmakers. We have not come to be enemies to anybody. We have no friends. We have no enemies. All we want to do is propagate information professionally. That's why we are here.
And I think that's very critical for us. And Masa is still having the issues in the issues room, to put it that way. But that's what
Yeah,
technology does, and sometimes
yeah.
it
Sometimes
kicks you in
we
the
deal
shin,
with these technical glitches.
And I was hoping to rectify the echo, and I think we're doing pretty good. And then
We got that
unfortunately,
under control this evening.
yeah, yeah. So let me see if I can bring her back.
I'm
Okay.
here. I can hear you guys. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah, no, no, but when you go out, I can see it from here, so I have to make sure that you are doing good. So lately, there's a lot of stuff coming out of Liberia. The Liberian government sent a delegation here to the U.S., I believe, to lobby. We're hoping that we can have the government official who have consented to be here tonight,
Mhm.
just to discuss what the situation is, and what they hope to achieve. From a journalistic perspective, let me start with Massa. What do you think that the government is trying to achieve? And it's just from your purview.
I mean, I think the government, it is still pretty much a young government. Don't forget, President Weah was inaugurated
But look, what
I guess
Massa,
I guess it's coming from probably her internet. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
I think
It could be her
internet
Wi-Fi.
connectivity seems,
Yes.
yeah. But
So Moses, continue.
let me just pick up from there. The delegation is in the United States.
Hmm.
The purpose of this trip is to project a positive image of the government,
Okay.
to win the support of the U.S. government and supporting the we administration. The administration since Mr. Weah's ascendancy to the presidency in 2018 when he took over in January. There has not been a lot coming from the United States government towards Liberia, even though the United States government has made significant investment in other areas. But I think this time the Weah government is really craving the attention of the people of the United States. That's why this high power delegation, including the Minister of Information, Finance Minister Samuel Toy, uh, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Nathaniel Fallow Magay, Monrovia City Mayor, Jefferson Koji, everyone and then in Washington, D.C., trying to turn the schools, trying to make the kids for Liberia. I would say this is a laudable initiative, trying to project about a positive image of the government to win support. But I'm sure when whatever the invitees that we have coming this evening, when the person come, we will take a critical look at what they hope to accomplish, how they intend to do this, and what Liberia stands to benefit.
So you would say that in the same vein, I mean it's been a little bit now that the government kind of solicits the professional uh, uh,
Yeah.
expertise of Bakari sellers of CNN, right,
Mhm.
to kind of uh, propagate for the government. Will you say
Yeah.
that?
Right now the government is on a public relations campaign. So sellers and others lobbyists in Washington D.C. are really working around the clock to make sure that the government gets the attention of the United States government. They want to project a positive image. But the question that anyone will ask is how much Liberia stands to benefit. Because I am told that Mr. Sellers is paid uh, $10,000 monthly as a lobbyist. And there are also other lobbyists that are working with the Liberian government. So we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars that the we administration, is investing into a winning support of the U.S. government. With the challenges at home, with the current situation at home, how much do we intend to benefit? Or how much is this trip going to help Liberia accomplish? These are questions that I think will be diving into later this evening.
And quite frankly, I have not seen anyone on our chat tonight. I don't know if the viewers are watching. Again, technology has a way. So if you're watching, can you just comment so we know that you're there? And if you can, share the link, we appreciate it. Again, Volcano Shelton here in the issues room, Moses Sandy and Massa Washington. So yeah, so we're hoping that we'll get our guest tonight, the government official,
Mhm.
just to talk about what have they accomplished so far, and what
Yeah.
Liberia stands to benefit. But there are other issues also trending in the country,
But
and of
uh,
course,
uh, if I can quickly, not to cut you off, I think now one person that is missing from this delegation that really stands out to a lot of people at home and abroad is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Minister of Foreign Affairs plays a critical role in such discussion, but he's brazenly, absent. I wonder why.
well, I mean, I can't speculate. Of course, we'll have the government official, as we said, and in fact, he's just joined us in studios. I'm
Okay,
hoping that he can get himself all set.
okay,
I'm not sure. I don't see him live yet, but
okay.
I'm hoping that he'll come through. So at this point, I only see that he's already in studios, but don't see him live yet. But let's
Okay.
go to Massa. Massa, on the other hand, I'm trying to get to her, but it's apparent that
Is she back?
yes, 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 she's back.
Okay. Technology is,
It has a way. It has a way,
yeah,
and now,
sometimes,
right
sometimes
now,
it affects
I'm
everything. Yeah.
trying to, I'm trying to minimize this stuff to get
Okay.
her in. But well, if
Yeah.
you're just joining us, just know that we're in the issues room here, and today we are discussing um, the Liberian delegation to the U.S. and what the delegation hopes to achieve. We're also going to be talking with the Kparblee District Development Association here in the U.S. Um, I'm trying to get to Masa, but she's in a space where um, I can't reach her.
Well,
Uh,
I think the discussion can proceed.
yeah,
Whenever she comes out, then we can bring her back. I think we should just continue with the
that's what I'm
broadcast.
trying to do.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm not sure if the government official is backstage ready.
Is
Okay, you
is the
say you
person
don't.
ready? I think we should bring
Yeah,
our guest.
yeah. Hold 1 second. He just spoke with me. So let me just see what's happening right there. He just sent me something.
Okay.
Yeah. So Moses, I mean, it's important that we.
Yeah. Tonight discussion is going to be very, very, thought provoking.
Well, no,
There are a lot of critical issues that we'll be looking at this evening. What is happening probably statutory district, public district in Nimba County, the national president of the Kparblee District Development Association, Mr. Steve Kweh, and his board executives will all be here this evening to talk about that. It is my understanding that this weekend will be the 18th inaugural celebration of the Philadelphia chapter of the Public Development Association. So they will come to give us highlights. And like we saw earlier, we also intend to delve a little bit into the situation involving Liberia's Solicitor General Serena Seaforth and Madam Ellen Cochran, who has been convicted in the United States for duping the U.S. government of more than $6 million US and having manipulated the payroll protection program, and she was able to she created some fake companies and she duped the country of $6 million. We also we will be talking about her relationship with the SG, the Solicitor General,
okay. So Masa is
backing up
back.
the
Masa is
charges against her and all of that. So, Massa, I want to say welcome. We hope that everything goes well with you. It seems that you've been having some technical glitches. Are you there, Massa?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
we can
do.
hear you. Come in.
Hello, can you guys
You're
hear
good.
me?
We are
You are
hearing
good.
you.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully I won't have this problem now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh my
But
God, this is
you
ridiculous. Okay.
you are off studio. You are not in the studio.
She's good. She's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So what did you guys? Moses, I know you were talking about this development association.
Yeah, the Public District Development
Part this.
Association, the organizations
Yeah.
in the United States.
Yes. And
we're just discussing what they will be doing this weekend, and then briefly we talk about the situation with Ellen Cochran and the Solicitor General Serena Seaforth. So maybe you want to add something on that.
I mean, basically, those are the main talking points. But I sent you guys an email. It was kind of late because I got the information late. And I sent you guys an email with a quick text stating that this is something that we can definitely look in depth on
Okay.
the Tuesday show. But breaking news is because you know how news is.
Yeah.
Former SATU commander Moses Thomas has been found
Yeah.
guilty by the court in Pennsylvania. Yes, so we just wanted to make sure we broke that news on this show.
And so he was convicted and a sentence.
No. He's just been convicted. He has just been convicted yesterday. He was found guilty
Okay.
yesterday by a court in Pennsylvania, basically Philadelphia.
Okay.
The conviction just came out yesterday, and so after the conviction stage, then they go to sentencing. So the
Okay.
conviction just came out yesterday, and I just wanted us to break that news. We can go in depth on Tuesday.
Do you have
Yeah,
any
but
idea in terms of some of the charges that were levied against it?
yeah, actually, the conviction yesterday is border around a complaint that was made by this international justice group called Justice and Accountability.
Okay.
They are based in California. Actually, it's called the Center for Justice and Accountability, CJA. They're based in
Okay.
California. In March, they filed a lawsuit against Moses Thomas of more than 200 pages of allegations of gross human rights violations against him. And
Okay.
some of the violations include murder, of course, massacre. Those are all international war crimes
Yeah,
violations.
international crimes. Yeah.
Yeah, those are all international crimes that transcend local jurisdiction. So in this is a historic case. This is the first time. So what they're doing is they are picking back on the Alio Koshar case in Switzerland. Switzerland for the first time. That was the first time they came out with a conviction against Alio Koshar based upon universal jurisdiction, meaning that the kinds of crimes and under the international law, any court can try and convict the individual. Exactly. So that's the same. So that's the same thing they do with Moses Thomas now. So under the laws of international jurisdiction, Moses Thomas has been found guilty of massacre, murder, and also more than 200 pages of allegations against him. And he's going to be going into the sentencing stage. But the interesting thing about it is that Moses Thomas is not here in the United States. He fled when the case was going on. He absconded and went to Liberia. So he's in Liberia right now. So we will wait to see whether after this conviction, and then after they come up with a sentence, we will see whether they're going to take it a step further to ask the Liberian government to
have him sent over to the United States, right?
Yes, exactly. Under that universal jurisdiction or caveat of the law. So it's a very interesting case, but like I said, this was just breaking news. I wanted us to also break that news because I'm sure by the weekend, other news media will pick it up. But on Tuesday, we can deliberate in depth.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you, thank you.
thanks for
So,
sharing.
so right now there's a lot of issues in the back regarding the technical issue that the government official faces. So, from all indication, he may not be here tonight,
But
and there's a
may
potential.
Mr. Shelton, may I just propose something? Is it possible that we can have who this person is on the phone?
Uh, I wouldn't say right now. I'm not set up for that. So we'll just
Okay.
proceed and go to the Kparblee Development District. Okay.
Okay.
We will
Okay, for
hopefully
Cameron,
get come again.
let
For
me say one thing though. I'm
who? Okay.
actually using my Android phone now because my computer kept messing up. So my phone is what I'm using right now.
And you're shaking a lot. You're moving in and out. You're not static, and so it's kind of so from your end it's you're kind of bouncing a lot. So
Okay.
hopefully it can be stabilized. But I think one of the things that we talked about just before we bring in the Kwabli Development Association,
Yeah.
we already gave give our audience a gist of what we believe the delegation came here to accomplish.
Yeah.
Of course, in the coming days, I'm optimistic that there will be more uh, coming, out of these meetings. We
Mhm.
know that they met with the
They met with
Lindsey
Donna
Graham,
Banks,
yeah, the
Madam Donna Banks,
and I don't know if they met with the Millennium Group and the
the
special
uh,
assistant to President Biden, from
President
what I heard.
Biden.
But
Hmm.
again, it's just clear, clearly states that the purpose of the visit is to, probably increase more, relationship with the current government, and to seek, you know, assistance from this government, and to that this government turns its eye toward Liberia. I would believe that would be part of why they're here, um, because a lot of negative things been coming out of the country, and probably they want to probably dispel some of those negative sentiments, and make their case as a government. What do you think, Massa?
Yes, I was actually hoping that the technology wasn't really dogging us. It would have really been a good thing to have the senior government official engage us, so that we could have discussed a lot of things, some misconceptions, and then some misinformation that members of the public have been receiving, and that would have been an opportunity to lay some of these issues at rest. And one issue that I was definitely going to introduce in the conversation is that the issue of lobbying. Uh, this is not this is not new to the Liberian government or any government for that matter, especially governments from third world country. But a lot of Liberians, when you see, even in the newspapers, and when you hear people discuss it, they're not happy about it because they think that a lot of resources is being expended to pay foreign individuals to lobby Washington and other places, and they think that that money should go to something else. But what I wanted to say was that people should understand that nothing is wrong with lobbying. Lobbying is actually a legal or matter, a legal entity. You have lobbyists everywhere and whatsoever. And I just wanted to say also that it's not unique to this government. The government of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf also did a lot of lobbying, and she had as one of her chief strategists and lobbyists, Reva Livingston, if you guys remember. She worked with Ellen. They said she was very instrumental in branding Ellen and selling Ellen to the West. And they credit her for the Nobel Peace Prize that Ellen got, the Moore Ali Prize, and all these different awards that Ellen was getting all over the place. And the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government allegedly spent a lot of money, allegedly more than $200 million, just on lobbying alone. The organization of River Livingstone, called KRL International, was the chief major organization for Ellen's lobbyists, and then they had smaller groups and smaller individuals who were instrumental in also lobbying for her. So lobbying is not illegal, But I guess maybe when you look at the country situation with Liberia, and when you look at the lack of resources, then the question people want to ask is how much money or how much of the country's resources should be put into lobbying, and will it be worth the country's while? Okay, will these people really be able to deliver, to the country, because the government is still pretty young. They need to still rebrand themselves. Other governments do it, but then again, we hope that as time goes on, the government will be a little bit more transparent so that people can understand what it's doing. Because sometimes conspiracy theories abound when people don't know what's happening, when the public is kept in the dark, when the media is kept in the dark, or when people don't know what's happening. But if the government is transparent, they can tell, a citizen, yes, we are lobbying, this is how much we're spending, and these are the benefits that we expect to get at the end of the day for the country and for everybody else. Charles Taylor also lobbied. I remember when I watched his trial in The Hague in I think it was 2010 or so. Charles Taylor actually said his chief lobbyist in the United States was Pat Robertson, the evangelist Pat Robertson. This guy is a reverend. So he was the chief lobbyist for Taylor, and as part of his lobbying fees, Taylor actually gave him a gold mine concession up in the southeastern, one of those southeastern countries. So I mean counties rather. So he had his team there, and they were there supposed to be digging gold, as part of his lobbying, fees.
All
So
right.
that's just what I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you so
So,
much.
yeah,
We're
so,
running out of time now.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
about,
Europe.
yeah.
Quickly, if I could just say something on this whole delegation, the visit to the United States. This is critical. Massa struck a very salient point. It is not bad to lobby, but I think the Weir administration has an uphill task. Uh, the realities of things unfolding in Liberia do not reflect, all of the things that they have come in to tell these people. When we talk about human rights, the 2020 Human Rights Report from the U.S. State Department is not favorable to Liberia. When we talk about rule of law in Liberia, the realities in Liberia are not favorable to the we administration. We have a country where four auditors went missing. We have a country where the president, yeah, let's look at even the government's commitment to fighting graft. Unfortunately, we have a president who himself set the precedent for dishonesty in Liberia. He came to the presidency, he started putting on mansions overnight. So then what do you come to tell the United States government? And you
But
talk to
Moses,
the United States government.
I
Yeah,
think the United States government
sure.
has seen a lot, and
Yeah, the world is a
again,
global village, man.
again, I am
Yeah,
sure the delegation, as you said, has an uphill battle to fight. But if they can
significant
make the
uphill. Yeah.
case, then
Hmm.
so be it. But I think we've gone about 30 minutes now, and
Yeah.
if you're just joining us, this is the issues room. We're here on Tuesdays 7 p.m. and on Friday 7 p.m. This is our second edition. Of our broadcast since we premiered last Tuesday, and it's been a few days ago. If you just joining us, we welcome you from everywhere. We want you to share the link, share the page, like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, and just continue to share the word. Um, we will now go over to our studio guests from the Kparblee District Development Association here in the U.S. Again, the Kparblee District is a district, one of the 17 administrative districts in the. Actually, it's in Nimba County, and it's right around. It sounds like they're right around the Sesto River area. So
Yeah.
the president is not back yet, but the chairman of the board, who is the boss,
Okay.
is here already. So we want to bring Mr. Alvin Kpaeyea
That's right.
in the studios.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. You're in the issues room. We know that you guys are about to hold an inaugural ball tomorrow to, I believe, raise funds for the district. But before we go to that, let's talk about the district a little bit. Just a little bit. Why this organization started? Did we just lose him?
Yeah, he just gone. Okay. He may come back.
Yeah, technology is
Yeah,
is kill,
it's,
and it's.
I
I
saw
think
him.
he's trying to.
I
technology
saw
is
him touch the
affecting
Yes.
everything
Okay,
touch
he's
the
back.
tonight.
screen.
He's back.
Technology is
He's
like,
back.
yeah.
All right, welcome back. So quickly, tell us why this
I think
organization
I
was
might have lost my
established.
sound.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Are you there, sir?
We can
Are
hear
you
you.
are you there? Are you mute or what? Or he come back again?
Yeah.
I think he
Um.
mistakenly
But
muted
yes.
his sound.
So in the meantime, I would take that. I would take that question. From. All right. Are you
Yeah.
back and you comfortable now?
I,
I will bring him in.
okay.
Board Chairman Alvin, are you good?
So
He keeps hitting something on his screen.
yeah.
So then we
Okay.
have the president.
Yeah, the
We'll bring the
president. Yeah,
president in.
yeah.
Mr. Steve Z. Kweh. We had a board chairman, Mr. Alvin Kpaeyea, but he's having some technical difficulties, and it's good that you came right in time to rescue him. Uh, the question is why this district organization was established here in the U.S.
First of all, I want to thank you so highly for inviting us so that we can, dialogue tonight to explain the role of our district. It's a pleasure being with you. And I'm thankful to all of you, Moses Sandy, my boy, my freshman from BWI. So, and you and Massa, I'm highly respectful of you guys, and I'm honored and humbled to be with you tonight.
Thank you, Mr.
And,
President.
I'm so excited that you're asking about Kparblee District. Kparblee District is 17th administrative district in Nema County. And a lot of people might not know, even the educated Liberians, a lot of people don't know when you come from a county, people assume your tribe. When you say I'm from Nema, they say you Gio. When you say you're Crown, they say you're from Grand Gita, but it's not so. We have a Crown segment in Nema County called Kparblee District. If you can remember, we have permanent people here. Probably will know Jackson Pay, Arthur Dennis, the late the Vice President, Dogodie, all from the same area. We speak both Gio and Crown. And we've been coexisting forever. So the war hit us so hard. 1990, people that came here before that were here, they decided 1990 here that they should organize to help organize and contribute to the suffering of our people that were then crossed to Ivory Coast and other part of the world. And that's how the organization was established.
And I'll let my colleagues come in.
You just educated me a lot. I didn't know that we had a particular district in Nima with people from the Crown ethnic group there. And so thanks for the education. Now help us understand. Yeah, you guys have a non-profit that is focused on fostering peace and unity amongst the residents and citizens of Kparblee District. And you've been around for quite a while now. Can you tell us some of the things that you have been able to accomplish as an organization in moving your district forward?
Oh, first, one of the major things we have accomplished is to bring our people together in unison. The
Okay.
unity that is the bedrock, that was what was lacking.
Yeah.
Imagine we lived together since we were born as brothers and sisters, and somebody from somewhere else said, no, you are different from their person. Their person is different. And
Okay.
then we had local hair. So what we did is to bring our people together. As we speak, there are 9 major towns in our district, 2 major Geo towns there, and we've been coexisting. Don Denner, who is the president for Ulinco, is from there.
Okay.
And we have board members from each of the town to come together and work together and talk to our people back home that we can exist again, we can coexist.
Okay.
And the chairman of the board is Mr. Alvin Kpaeyea. And they've been working with us and we are achieving those goals. And I think it's very unique. We got several achievements. We have some setback, but we're there into that later.
Massa?
Yeah, thank you so much for your organization. Sometimes people think that Liberia or Liberians have too many organizations. People think that we are a polarized people in terms of somebody said one time, oh my God, you Liberians, everybody has an organization, but they don't understand how important it is for our people. And so I'm glad that you guys have this organization to also help assist the people of Nima County. And like Moses, I'm glad for this education because when the name of your association, I actually thought it was coming from like one of those like Grand Crew or Sando County because it sounds like that. But then it comes from because sometimes we tend to mix our counties and individuals with a name or sometimes the sound. So I appreciate that education. One question I have is my first question is, there are so many organizations, and I know there are a lot of organizations in Nimba County that are doing a lot of great things to assist the people in Nimba County. One, what makes your organization different? What makes it stand out? And then two, just name very briefly 2 outstanding projects that you have undertaken, that your association have undertaken that you are proud of and that your people are proud of. Name just 2 short projects, and then also what makes your organization different.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, you want to weigh in?
Yes. Well, good evening, gentlemen, lady. Thank you
Good
so
evening,
much for
Mr.
having
Chairman.
us. Appreciate the opportunity. Kparblee District has a unique position in Nimba County, or history in a sense. It's a very small strip of along the Festus River that is sandwiched between 2 other large districts. So Kparblee District itself, generally speaking, has been neglected for a large extent over the years, for one reason or the other. I mean, I cannot attribute it to one thing or the other, but is in fact in the last 4 months or so, that's the first time, in fact, we have a road being built through the district. So it has actually been underdeveloped in a significant way. So when the organization started, the aim was to try to elevate the livelihood of the people of the district because of the challenges that they face. I mean, we directly along the Sesta River across us is Ivory Coast. So obviously, it's pretty remote in a sense, looking at, other developed areas at least quote unquote developed areas in Liberia. So the impetus started when the war began. And when we organized ourselves, the aim was to support those people that were fleeing the conflict in Liberia and going to Ivory Coast. So the organization focused on trying to support those people that have gone to Ivory Coast, because that's the only way that you can actually, the refugee camps, to support them. So that was the first condition that actually brought us together. And over the time, we realized, obviously, we grew up there. We understand the limitations, education, healthcare deliveries, system. All of those things are very much lacking. So again, the organization decided, well, our focus here would be, 1, is a developmental organization. 2, it focuses on education. 3, it tries to deliver, other services like, in areas of healthcare. Okay. So besides the support that the organization provided to the people of the district during the conflict, after the conflict, the organization, and in fact, the last couple of years, invested into providing ambulance to the district when the road when we had road construction, because everybody, when you have a pregnant woman, sick person, they would get on a motorbike to seek hospital. We do not have a hospital within a 50 miles radius of Kparblee district.
Mhm.
So that means basically people will get on motorbike, no matter what, what kind of sickness you have or situation you are in, you have to get on motorbike to seek service in Tabata or Ganta. So we felt that, well, the providing ambulance will support that cause of trying to transport people rather safely. And some of us have clear experiences as to how a lot of people have died during that process. And in fact, people will take people in the wheelbarrow, to transport them to the nearest clinic. So the organization itself, we need a lot of support. And in fact, that's why we are here, this weekend to have our inauguration, as well as, it's a medium for us to do fundraising. So the aim here is to continuously try to elevate the livelihood or the living standard of the people of the district. But those are the two, since you asked for two projects, those are the two. One, supporting the people during the refugee time, and secondly, providing them with an ambulance that will support them to transport sick people to the hospital or to the clinics. In fact, there are two clinics in the district right now. There are two clinics. Of course, clinics in the sense that they are still developmental. They're not somewhere to the standard where, you can consider it as, you say intensive care or emergency side of situation. No, but just to be able to treat basic ailments. So there's a lot of work before us, but that's where we are at the moment.
So if I may just follow up with you quickly, you talk about a program set for this weekend. Tell us a bit about that. What will you be doing? Where will it be held? And are you selling tickets?
Yes, and I think probably is the president still on?
No, he's off. He's off. The president is off. Yeah.
The program, Mr. Kweh, Stephen Kweh is the president elect.
Yes.
And this tomorrow will be his inauguration.
Okay.
And the aim here, obviously, in the inauguration process, is the key focus there is to not only to put them into office, but to provide the financial support needed. So,
okay.
we are spread all over the United States, and even if we have membership in other continents. But there in the United States, we are spread all over. And once a year, we congregate for a convention. It's an annual convention that we have. But because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to have to have
a get together
annual conference. Yes.
Okay.
So this particular event almost substitute that for our annual meeting. So there are a lot of people that will be coming in. It is in Philadelphia, and I think it is. That's why the president needed to be here per se. But give me a minute. I will give you what the address is.
No, so in the meantime, it's okay. But in the meantime, while you contemplate the president coming back, one of the things I know for many of the Liberian organization has to do with membership. People say they're members, but they don't participate, they don't contribute, they don't pay dues. Tell us what your membership comprised of, and what's their obligation to the association, and how is it helping the association to be viable?
Well, the organization is open to everyone, particularly people from the district. We have a monthly fee of dues of $10, and that goes into the coffers and help to stage programs like this that we're going to have. The seniors, actually, if you're a senior citizen on fixed income, the due is $5 a month. So I think it's within reason as far as the our fees goes. But all of that goes towards trying to enhance the better life for people of the district. 90% of all of the resources that we generate here is spent in the district. There's no one that is paid, that is on salary. all of the officials is all gratis.
So the
So
organization is a 501c3. Now, if the organization is a 501c3, can you declare, say, from its inception, what have you really done in terms of monetary value? Say, put a stamp on it. Say we spend about 500,000 over our, span, because it should be public information.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely it is. In the last 2 years, we have raised almost, about $40,000. I mean, it may seem very minuscule given the time
No,
spent
that's
there
a
in the
lot of money.
organization,
It's
but
a
It's
lot
a
of
lot
for
of
money.
the
money.
district, yeah, well, for the district, obviously it's a lot of money, and all of that, 90% of that has been spent on that. Now, going back, I mean, membership, leadership is always in flux, always changing. But
Okay.
our core members, the Bobby district citizens as a whole, have always been there. We have challenges, people coming to meeting or paying their dues. But this is something that we always have to kind of keep, as leaders, that obviously keeps us awake at night. And we try to reach out to people to make sure that they, support the district from which they came. So I think it is not unique to us. It's not unique to Bali District alone. As you mentioned, that membership in organizations is challenging.
So
From
I
the
wanted
community.
I wanted to ask this quick question quick before my colleagues come in. You talked about the district being one of the bread baskets in the country. At one point, they produce a lot of food. Now, I'm hearing from you that the projects you're undertaking has to do with health. Another one, education. Why don't you go into agriculture? Get some heavy duty, machinery, put the people to work, and that way they can feed themselves. They can sell their produce. Have you thought about it?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think there have been some interest in the within the region, within the district, for logging companies to go in and be in log. And obviously, our position is that you must give something directly in return. And one of those things is to be able to, employ all the resources that we have. Now, we talk about the agriculture. I mean, it's a serious investment. I mean, there have been some efforts in terms of, doing as like an association or a group to focus on a particular crop. But
Okay.
again, the support, the monetary support. Now, this is not a project that will take on like $50,000 or $100,000. You will need a lot more resources than that. So our focus is to be incremental in our approach, be able to do things that will
Right.
make a difference and have an impact immediately. One of those things is making sure that the school buildings are, or they have chairs, that schools do have roof, that the teachers are there. In fact, last year, one of the schools in the district was to be demoted because of lack of teachers. And so we here as an organization had to step in to kind of provide some monetary funds to one of those schools to be able to help them to maintain their status until the year ended. But fortunately, that status is still continuing. So at least that's a good thing. But when it comes to agriculture project, even though it's a breadbasket for Liberia, Nima County as a whole, and of course, local county, not discounting that. But I think when you want to go beyond subsistence farming, which is the main practice of our people, the subsistence farming, that cannot continue to support a larger or a profitable venture. So I think our whole idea here is that let us do things that will have immediate impact for the people of the district, especially the
I'm
younger
hearing
people.
music in the background.
Yes, someone's playing music.
Oh. Let me mute myself. There's
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
All
sir.
right.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
Moses.
so our idea here is not to bite much more than we can chew, or not to embrace a lot more than we can handle. So obviously, we felt that there are certain things we can do now with a little resource that will have a greater impact. And one is the education at the lower, not college, but elementary, strengthening the elementary and the middle school. and advocating for a high school within the district. This district does not have a high school. So all of those things, we felt that they will have a lot more immediate impact on the livelihood of the people of the district, But the agriculture, yes, it is very, very critical. Unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, subsistence farming will not be able to turn profits for our people.
All right. That's sufficient information. I think let's come to the program tomorrow. Massa, Moses,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
talk about the program
that's
tomorrow.
just where I wanted to get to. Since now the president is back, Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
the program tomorrow, in terms of money, how much do you intend to raise tomorrow? And we also want to know whether you guys will be selling tickets.
Yeah, we anticipate generating $10,000.
Okay,
We have 50 tickets for $100 for pitcher
okay,
and $35 for ordinary. And we are appealing to the general public at large in Pennsylvania. We have been here for a while, Delaware, anybody to help us, because I think it's a worthy cause that we're trying to promote. So we have it online, but you can also pay to the gate so that you can join us and just, in fact, the word, inauguration now is one of the programs we designed to generate funds. Other than that, after our election, somebody will be sworn in and that's it, but we want to generate funds. And that's why we appealing to the public at large. Anybody in Pennsylvania, as we speak tonight, at the command of my voice, if you know me, if you want to help identify with us, you're welcome.
okay.
Okay, Massa.
Yeah, I will ask. Basically, as I'm listening to you guys, I think your organization is I think it's commendable. Let me just say that you raised 40,000 in 2 years. You said, and you think it's little money, but we know what it is living in the United States with all your personal responsibility, your family responsibility. So to be able to amongst yourselves raise 40,000 is a lot, and I do commend you guys. But I will come back to the program. But as you guys talk about um, the projects that you all have been undertaking in your district, I'm sitting here thinking, one, what is your relationship to your leaders, like your leaders in the capital at Capitol building, your leaders, your local leaders in the area, and then also how how has the county development fund support or filter down to your district, because each county has a substantial amount for county development funds, and I would think that some of the projects that you guys are doing, don't get me wrong, don't stop, continue, because it's good, for your county. And I think Liberians too, everything is not just government. We should help outside of government. But then I'm thinking, uh, what's your relationship with your officials, or how has the county development fund impacted your community? Is anything trickling down to your community, to your district at all? And then my second question is, I see that the president of your association is a male, and I see the chairman of the board is a male. I'm sitting down thinking, what is your gender, your gender aspect of your organization?
All right, Massa, let me come in right now and I'll bring in the secretary of the board, Mrs.
That's a female.
Rachel Pittman. And,
I
and
almost
so,
said it.
and so, Massa, we've just answered your question.
you know, you know,
All right.
Montana, I almost said
So,
it that there's a female.
uh, I believe, Rachel, you got me, and there's a lot of noise in your background. Could you probably try to mute? Are you
She's
in
in
a
a
happy
noisy
era?
area.
I know you guys
Okay.
came for your celebration. Is the celebration started already?
No, I was scheduled for a meeting. I came to a meeting, and I came here to speak to a group. So they are leaving, but
Can you
Okay.
step aside, please?
I'm coming. Could you find a better space so that we don't have a lot of noise in the background? This is a serious interview. We want you to be able to listen. So we'll go back to the president and board chair to answer Massa question. You don't have to
Thank you.
answer the second question. The second question has been answered with her. Go to the
I will
first
go
question.
first, and here's my chair. Then he
Yeah.
can,
And,
come last.
and then we'll come back to her. I will bring her back. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, Mama, how
Massa,
you people should not answer my second question? That's just one female I see. It's the entire organization.
okay. Well, no, we addressed that. Thank you very much, Massa. My chairman just said it. Nima is a unique place to be, as I said to you before. It's challenging for our people of Kparblee district. We got little or no support from our local officials. Matter of fact, President, we have appointed a son of our district to be the development superintendent, and our chief, the head of the dedication, or the chief of Nima County, Prince Johnson, said you are not going to do that. Nobody from that area will be appointed, and there's nothing we did about it. They had Nima Development Fund. I think it was $2 or $4 million. Our representative, we got 2 districts that contest for representative position. Unfortunately for all the representative there from near Tapeta, and he told us repeatedly that anything we're going to have a share. Recently, he came and reported to us the money because we want a high school. We don't have high school in the district. And it's so sad because we had to come to Tapeta, Secretary and other places. We want high school in the district. He promised us, but he said that the budget did not, capture Kparblee district. So he used the money for his district. But before that time, he told us you are going to use the money for the high school and then build clinic. But he said while he was doing that, they already built a clinic in a district. So he used that money. So he telling us to wait again in the future if they pass another budget. Then he was going to consider us. I personally flew to Liberia, pleaded with Prince Johnson. As we speak, there no one person represented in the local government of Nima County from Kparblee district. No police, no immigration, no lawyer, no court, no nothing. So it's a challenge. That's why we're stepping up to help our people. And we're trying to narrow the gap. We're trying to talk to them. We're trying to increase our presence, but it's a challenge for all. And maybe my chairman can add. And just to the second question, the vice president, my vice president is a female. The treasurer is a female. The board, they got, I think 3 or 4 board members are women. And because they are coming tonight, they are traveling. That's why you don't see them here. And I hope you can come to our program tomorrow.
So Richard, let me come in quick. Richard, it's unfortunate your lighting great because you've been in the dark ever since, and I was trying to bring you in, so it's much better. We were talking about the configuration of the organization's leadership, and Massa was concerned whether there was any female, but now the president has made it clear. You're the secretary of the board, am I right?
Is she
You're
with
mute.
us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'm sure that you're part of the planning process for tomorrow's program, right?
No, I wasn't, but I'm part of the. I was not part in the convention or the inauguration team. Inauguration team planned it, but I was not part of the
Okay.
planning.
So what do you know about the program tomorrow
I know
as the
tomorrow.
secretary of the board?
I know tomorrow our president will be inaugurated into office, and we are together tomorrow and celebrate that. And it's also part of fundraising because, I'm sure they have told you, we have financial challenges in our district and in our organization. So if we get together, we try by all means to see how best we can raise some money so that we can, go on with the president agenda.
Thank you. Moses, it's 8 o'clock. We want to go to a quick break.
Sure.
We just want to recognize some of our viewers here tonight. Mapla, Nikia, Moses Kamara, Elton Tia, Emmanuel Jackson is watching from Boston. Cornelius Hunter, Patrick Chuan, we are Dole from Pennsylvania, and Wamai Bestman from Maryland. And I'm sure Thomas Awaji just drove in, and welcome to the Issues Room. It's 8 o'clock here in the Issues Room. We're coming live from Facebook, YouTube, and the Issues Room channel. We encourage you to share the link. This is our second edition. Since we established the Issues Room, will be coming your way on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and I would say 11 p.m. Liberian Time. This evening, we're featuring the Kparblee District Development Association. The association has been around for a little over probably a score, maybe 20 years counting, and they've been able to put their resources together, generate funds here to help the people in the district in Lima County. They're having the inauguration tomorrow. We'll give the panel at least 5 more minutes because we have to go to our next topic. Let's just hear a final word from uh, each of you
Yeah, look,
concerning
Volcano,
tomorrow.
quickly, if I wanted to ask Richard, are you way off? If you are engaged with something else, then maybe you can, uh, go off for now and come back in later because I see like you,
That's why it's a
I,
final word, Moses.
yeah,
That's what I'm asking for, final word. Because
yeah,
we have to
Uh,
go to the next.
because
okay,
like she's
Mr. President.
doing, that's a distraction.
Mr. President, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
No, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Before I just make my final remark, I just wanted to add, based on the question that was asked by Massa in terms of our engagement with the political leadership in Liberia, especially from those that are from our county. Uh, we tried at every opportunity that we have our representatives or senators from our county visiting the United States, that we engage with them either through a conference call or through our bi-weekly meetings, that we invite them to discuss issues that are pertinent to the district. And we are very keen on that. That has also used some visibility, especially so when it comes to some issues that directly affect the people of the district, like the logging companies, the Burkina Faso or the Burkina B people. Those are things that we not often discuss. But again, because we are 501c3, we cannot be political in a sense. And obviously, we are not a voting constituent, we who are in the United States, even though we do have a sister organization in Liberia called KDDA. And we work with them as our arm for implementation of projects and also to engage directly with political leadership that will impact the development of the district. So, of course, but whenever we have an opportunity, when they visit, we do have conference calls with them or sometimes one-on-one, or as chairman or the president, have conversations with those leaderships that do visit us.
Thank you. Thank you.
On my closing, I'll be very brief. Again, I want to thank you very much for inviting us and having interest in the cause of Kparblee District. We invite everyone to come and join us this weekend to celebrate the inauguration of our president, and at the same time to support the development of our district. So thank you again for having us.
Mr. Alvin Kpaeyea is the chairman of the board. And we'll now go to the president, Mr. Steve Kweh.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much, Massa, Moses, and Shelton for having us, especially being the first on your list. It's very important. And Massa, I should say, I salute all of you. You know, I didn't know you guys were coming. That's why I've been waiting all along, because I'm not impressed with a lot of things around here.
Thank you.
Issues that matter to our people, like yesterday, our opening statement. You talk about corruption. We just look at one face of the people, government. But like what she was saying, market women, children, teacher, bribing people. When we talk about corruption, we get to go down the list and deal with them. accordingly. That's the only way we can alleviate corruption or mitigate some of these problems.
Absolutely.
So, like our issue, like Kparblee District, we wish you can engage her more frequently. Then maybe from this interview, our leader will wake up because in the world today, in civilized world, minority is treated as endangered species.
Yeah.
When you're then you are nobody like us in the district. So when we continue to discuss the issue, maybe it will help to enlighten most of our leaders to know that these people they are here, they're not in majority, but they are citizens of this district. We cannot have a district that we cannot be represented. We're paying, everything that we're from Nima County. We got nobody there whatsoever. So thank you for this opportunity. We wish you can engage us more, and I'm inviting all of you here tomorrow to attend our meeting, our inauguration program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks for the
We appreciate
invitation.
it, and we look forward to being there with you guys. We'll go down to the secretary of the board. Any final word?
Yes. Thank you so much. I want to apologize to the president, Steve Kweh, and my chairman, Mr. Ware. I'm usually on time, on schedule, but because I travel from a distance and things here, then everything that could go wrong did tonight. So I apologize for showing up and late and not being a well late place. And thank you. I want to appreciate you guys for doing this for us. And like I've said before, our organization here is an old organization, but and also new at the same time. And we are doing everything we can to be our sisters or brother keepers that are in Liberia. We do everything we can to help to support them, but it's kind of hard because we are working like our hands are tied on our back because we don't have the support that other districts have. So for days, things get difficult all the time. And I'm sure I don't want to say the same things that the previous speakers have said. Then we're saying the same thing over and over. But I am just praying that one of these days we'll have a lot of people, you know, that are serious about our business and our district so that we can have the money we need to support our district. Because right now, like somebody like me, I have teachers on salary. I cannot afford it, but if I didn't do that, my town will not have teachers. So I pay them personally from my pocket every month. It shouldn't have been that, but
Thank
that's
you.
where we are. That's where we are. So I thank you so much for bringing us on, and we hope it happen again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, lady and gentlemen, that tells you that people are very concerned about their homeland, where they come from. For a lady to be, paying salaries out of her pocket for teachers, that speaks volume.
It means a lot. It means a lot. And something that the president said already, you know, uh, touched me is that a local official from the district was appointed, and he claimed that Senator Johnson said, "Well, that just couldn't happen," and that appointment was reversed.
It
It's a
almost sounds like Johnson is the hit maker up there, or king maker, however you want to call it. He calls the shots.
Of course he does, and to further expand on the problem, you heard them say even police officers from the district, local officials from the district. I mean, nobody from the district is in any administration in Nimba County. How do you treat a district? How do you treat a group of people like that? I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Volcano?
Well, I mean, I think the people themselves know exactly what's happening. It's an eternal politics, and I'm sure that they
Yeah.
will address it at some point, and they've taken personal initiative to take action, to
Yeah.
provide for the members in their community, and do that with a concerted effort of the resources here in the U.S. But I think we should go to the next and final discussion topic here tonight.
Mhm.
Of course, we started off talking about the Liberian delegation here to the U.S. To mitigate and kind of lobby for attention with the American government, and then we just covered the KDDA, and now it's the Ellen Cochran story with that of Sereno Cephas, the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, and that of two other guys whose name came up, Bobby Livingstone and that of Oforidia.
Mhm.
We've listened to some of the interviews. We've listened to her confession on tapes. Uh, you know, you have listened. What do you discern from all of this, Moses?
Well, look, first, let's look at the individual who is making the allegation. Ellen Cochran has a very huge rap sheet in terms of dishonesty. She was in the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. You know what happened at the Roberts International Airport when she was head.
Also, could you project a little bit?
Yeah, what I was saying is
Yeah.
that you know what happened when she was head at the Roberts International Airport. Thousands of dollars was diverted. Well, reportedly diverted by her. Uh, the latter part of the Saline administration, she was, charged. Those charges remain until the we administration came. And the interesting thing about it is that when she was charged, when she was fighting, the case in court, Mr. Serena Cephas, the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, was reportedly her lawyer. I listened to Mr. Cephas on Spoon. I'm sorry for the distraction.
No, my man, you know how to mute the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, I'm sorry for the distraction.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
I did listen to Mr. Spoon. I mean, I did listen to Mr. Cephas when he was on Spoon talk show, and he did say that he represented this woman before he became Solicitor General. Now, it is the same Ellen that has pointed accusing fingers at him for extorting money from her. She claims that the charges against her, she paid Mr. Cephas, reportedly paid Mr. Cephas, thousands of US dollars to get that done. Yes, it is true that she has credibility problem, but I think to some extent, the allegations she's making, I am not interested in the allegations she made regarding the human sacrifices. I think that just sounds preposterous for me. I'm really concerned about the financial transaction, the dropping of the charges reportedly by the Solicitor General. If, as he himself said, if he represented this woman in court, they fought those very charges against her. Now he becomes Solicitor General and dropped those charges. Then whose interest was he protecting? Whose interest was he trying to uphold? Was it because he was trying to pay back for whatever that he received from Ellen when he represented her as his lawyer? Or was he working in the interest of Liberia? This is where the rule of law should really come in, Volcano. I think, like I said the other evening, the most advisable thing that Mr. Weir can do now is to ask Mr. Seaford to stand aside and ask for an independent probe. Ask the Minister of Justice to institute a probe into this matter to really get to the bottom. Is it true that these allegations coming from Ellen, are they credible? And if they are not credible, what is the objective? Why is she trying to do this? Serena Seaford cannot remain as Solicitor General. If that happens, then he becomes a distraction to the government's professed fight against graft in Liberia. And let me stop there to give Massa the opportunity.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Moses, for your points. Those were all salient points. I will go a bit further. I do share your concerns. One, I'm concerned about the conflict of interest, like Moses stated. The Solicitor General apparently, you see, it's very important as professionals, we should make full disclosure when we're doing things so that when things happen, it doesn't backfire like this. For example, the Solicitor General, from Miss Ellen Cockrum's, allegations and comments, he had a relationship with her. When I say had a relationship, he knew her. He knew her personally.
Mm-hmm.
They were friends. And then this is the same person who, as Solicitor General, was instrumental in dropping the charges against her. That's a conflict of interest. He should have recused himself from that entire saga with the Ellen Cooperative, because I was in Monrovia, I will tell you straight. And when Ellen Cochran came to town, she came like a rock star. She's young, she's beautiful, she's smart, she had all the credentials. So she was the it girl of Monrovia. She came and joined the Ellen Johnson study team. It is our understanding when they gave her the position at the ROI, the Roberts International Airport, she was even asked to choose her own staff as to, people she wanted to work with her. It's because, I guess the government, Ellen, they had all this trust in her because she has an impressive resume. And in no time, we saw where she was accused of embezzlement, of sampling more than $2 million to, she established a bogus company in America and was sampling the money to that company. And her fiance was here in charge of that company. And then also she was recording people in the town, everybody she was doing business with, she was recording. And now we know I'm not a fan of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf or regime, because I'm a victim of a regime. You saw how they treated us on the TRC. But no matter what, integrity counts. If you are in a position of trust, of public trust, you don't go around recording people, especially people who are unsuspecting. They're supposed to be your friends. They're trying to help you, and then you're just recording people. This business of recording people without their knowledge and consent is wrong. We live in the United States, and most as you know how it is. People have all these kind of laws. It's wrong. I can't just record you, Moses. I have no business recording you without your knowledge and consent. So I disagree with that aspect of it. But coming to the Solicitor General thing is that it's a conflict of interest. What he did, knowing that he had this personal relationship with her, he knew her, she was his friend, they were trying to do business together. And then he was the same person who was adjudicating, her case. And of course, he dropped the charges against her. Okay, so that is something that the president needs to look into. And then also, it is important. Her claims of human sacrifice and all of that is very important. And the reason it's important, that there are two reasons I find it important. One, we know that Liberia is right now in the throes of ritualistic murders. Children are being missing all over the place. Women are being captured all over the place. We see bodies every day. They're extracting people body parts and stuff. And then someone comes and say, look, this is what we are doing, or this is what people are doing, and they ask me to do this. Secondly, the person who's been linked to the Solicitor General, Mr. Ofori-Dia, he's no Joan of Arc or Mother Superior. Ofori-Dia is a former vicious rebel commander from the NPFL. Ofori-Dia is named in the TRC report for forced labor and all of that. Ofori-Dia is one of those, couple of months ago, he was one of those generals with some of his colleagues who called and gave a press conference and said, that they would do this, they would do that, if this happened and that happened. So the person that is involved in this so-called alleged ritualistic killing arouses my concern, because this is someone who we know is capable of hurting other people, because he has established a track record. So when someone comes and say, look, Ofori Dia is working along with this person, and he's the bone collector, he's the one who's collecting the human heads and the body parts, it's a matter of deep concern to me because of the person Ofori Dia, because he has a history of participating in the war, of alleged murders and all of that. So it's very interesting. And
Can I come in quick?
the president should not take it lightly. I think the president should ask the Solicitor General to resign. The president should commission an independent probe into all of this, because now it's the issue of the loss of confidence. It's the loss of confidence. And so
Massa,
someone
let
like
me
me,
come in. Yeah, so let me come in quick. And then how will you have these kinds of things happening in the country, and then you send a delegation to the U.S.? How do you negotiate when you have a solicitor general with dark clouds hanging over him? When of course you had a foreign minister who you I would say confirmed, who had sexual allegation charges against him when he was at the United Nations.
and
So
not an
all of these things, I think President Weah needs to really begin to see things from a diplomatic perspective, and the actions taken within the purview of being diplomatic, because it continues to tint his image as a president, and he needs to really, 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 really begin to take actions, because he's only hurting himself. So even with everything that's he's trying to do out here in the international community, it's not gonna hold. But here, what I wanted to say quickly: you are very right. The allegation of taking virgin little girls to sacrifice for rituals and to make medicine and what have you. The sad thing is we don't have the kinds of security system that will say, oh, this child is missing, that child is missing. There's a lot of kids out there today who don't have parents around. There's a lot of kids out there in the streets. When you go to Liberia, you can see little children selling cold water, doing all kinds of stuff. Some of them don't even go back home. Parents don't care. They just say, oh, they ran away. We had 3 boys got missing. Uh, they said they got drowned. There was no body found. That today, the story around it had to do with ritualistic killing. So, Master, you are right. Why it is true that Ellen Cochran is seeing these things and her character is tainted by some of her financial deeds and what have you, it still needs to be looked into. And I think that the president should really, take action if he's going to be genuine about seeking international, recognition and trying to reach out to the American government, because the American government is not an abuser of human rights. The American government perpetrate, put in place laws and hold people accountable, and that is why, the story you talked about with Moses Thomas, they're still going after him because of his connection, according to what you said.
Yeah, and that's why I said earlier, Volcano, that the we administration has an uphill task, in winning support from the United States government, because the realities of happenings in the country do not reflect what they are telling the Americans. Just recently, a U.S. Congressman referred to the Weah administration as what? A kleptocracy, a government of thieves. So now what do you come and tell the Americans? What do you tell the Americans when you have a solicitor general who is conflicted? What do you tell the United States government? What do you tell Americans about human rights when 4 auditors went missing? Up to now, no one knows what happened to those people. And the government comes up with what? Flimsy excuses. and you come, you want to project a different story, you can come and spend millions of dollars. This is going to be difficult to really make a case.
All
It's
right,
going to
guys.
be
We're
difficult.
five
Yeah.
minutes away. We're 5 minutes away from wrapping up. I think we should begin to, say our final word tonight. Recap some of the things we discussed, and shut this issues room down tonight. So
Well,
let's start with Masa.
yeah, Massa Washington.
So in recapping, I will start again from the Serena's, the Solicitor General issue. Um, Talking about, I'm concerned about the Ofori Dia situation because Ofori Dia is just like one of several fighters, vicious fighters who have slipped through the crack and who end up. It's so sad to see these very people. There has been no accountability, and so they've slipped through the crack under the cloud of impunity. So what comes to mind here is the Solicitor General is one of those who is very vocal and adamant against the TRC recommendations not be implemented. Every time you listen to him, he speaks very strongly. He says the TRC recommendations will not be implemented. There will be no war crimes court until we have total peace. Now, what do you call total peace? Because there is no nation under the sun that has total peace. Even
No.
Switzerland is supposed to be the most peaceful nation under the earth. They don't have the problem sometimes. France, Great Britain, other places, people demonstrating every day. So just because other nations like this country that we live in, just because people are not on the streets and fighting a full-scale war doesn't mean that they have total peace. It's impossible to have total peace anywhere. So when you hear the Solicitor General is so completely against any impunity, he's completely against implementing the TRC recommendations. He's completely against the idea of a war crimes court to hold vicious perpetrators like a Dia accountable for what they've done to the Liberian people. When he comes from that background and when something like this happens, then a light bulb goes off in my head and I'm thinking, oh my God, is this one of the reasons why the Solicitor General does not want the war crimes court? Is this one of the reasons why, he does not want to end impunity? Is because he has to protect his friends, people like Ofori Dia? I mean, just look at it. I mean,
All right,
it's
Masa.
easy to say, well, you know what, I can connect the dot. So President Weah needs to be careful. He needs to pay attention because, sometimes it's not the president per se that is lax. Sometimes it's the people around him. You have the Solicitor General who is complicit, allegedly complicit in these kinds of things. The president needs to step up. He needs to take a stand. The Solicitor General needs to resign his position. The president needs to establish an independent probe and take it from there.
Thank you, Moses. 1 minute. We about
Yeah, I will
wrapping up.
piggyback on what Massa said by saying that the president has to lead, and he's not leading. He has no clue when it comes to happenings in Liberia. He's disengaged. He has outsourced his presidential authority. And so if things is to happen in Liberia for the good of the people, then good governance is needed in Liberia. Mr. Weah has to lead, and he's not leading. So let me wrap up the game by saying thanks to our many viewers. It was pleasing being here this evening. We'll look forward to another thought-provoking broadcast on Tuesday when we will be hosting executives of the Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas as they prepare for their 2021 National Convention in Trenton, New Jersey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. It was great having you guys here tonight. We'll be back here on Tuesday, God's willing. I want to wish you all of our listeners, viewers, wherever you are in the world. We say thanks for joining us in the Issues Room. The Issues Room comes your way Tuesday and Friday, um, 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 p.m. Liberian Time. I want to thank all of you for watching and staying tuned with us. Henry Ford, Thomas Awaji, Wamai, Best Man, We Are Do. We say thank you, Patrick, Nimnese Twan, Cornelius Hunter, Emmanuel Jackson, Elton Tia, We also want to say thanks to Moses Kamara and Mapla Nikia for watching. I'm sure there are many others who were watching, but unfortunately, we're not seeing the chat tonight. And from the comment section here, it says that many of the chats from some destinations wouldn't be shown. So it's understandable, but I'm sure a lot of you did watch. So encourage your colleagues, encourage your neighbors, encourage your friends to tune into the issues room and join us in the discussion. We'll see you here on Tuesday, God's willing. Thanks ever so much for being there with us.
Thank you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.